So Casey, right over here is where the action starts. When you walk in, you walk down an aisle here and you order your food, but then you go and take a number and go to your table. I understand that when your father started this, it was kind of unique, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, 20 years ago, we just had a bar where you came in and sat. So we had, the bigger we got, we had to come in with a number system and letting people come in. You place your order, you get a number, you sit down, and then we bring the food to the number. And back then, no one knew what to call it. Now they've categorized it, and it's called fast casual. So it's now.
So a pioneer, his father was, and like you say, this is where you order. I remember back when you had the other store. One of my memories was coming in and seeing all of Dale Murphy's family crammed into the little place, and he was my idol. He was, of course, a famous brave. So the Redneck was very well traveled by people all over, and famous and not famous. Steve Bedrosian,
a couple days ago, he comes in a lot. He's a big supporter of ours. So I mean, you never know who you're going to run into in here.
And when you come in to order, you look at the big board here, and it has all of the offerings. And one of the offerings that seems to be a mainstay is fried green tomatoes. You can find fried green tomatoes on burgers, on sandwiches, and everything. So it's a normal thing day to day.
Gotta have those.
Absolutely. Here's where it all comes together. We're standing in at least an edge of the kitchen of the Redneck Gourmet, and tell us a little bit about how the process works. What's your workflow?
The way it works, you take your order up front, like we just left, and it sends out tickets, and actually they come up and they're printed on pieces of paper, and they fire in the back of the kitchen. They make the sandwiches and the hamburgers and whatever, and then it gets sent to here, and then all the sides get put on here with the dressings. And so this person's called the expo person. They make sure that, so hopefully your food's right when you get it. If it's not, then we're going to blame this person.
I've never had any problem.
It happens.
The food here is just
far between.
The food here is amazing, and a lot of it has been carried over from 1991.
Yes, definitely.
What were some of the things on the menu in 1991 that we can eat today?
The Reuben was very popular. The ham sandwiches, turkey sandwiches, the club, and then we also did hot dogs, which is kind of one of the mainstays that we catch a lot of flack because we only do it on Fridays and Saturdays. And kind of a funny story is, when we had right when we opened, we served hot dogs, and when we do them on a Friday, we actually weren't open on Saturday. We do it on Friday, and we'd sell about 60 hot dogs. So we thought, oh, this is crazy. We do a lot of hot dogs. We'll serve them all week. We'll just blow the doors off. Well, we did them for the whole week, and we sold 45 for the week. So that's one of the reasons we only do it on Fridays and Saturdays. It's like people build up where they really want them, and so they all show up on Fridays and Saturdays to eat them.
Well, one of my favorite things is the double dog dare you, and let me caution folks out there, this is a heart stopper. It's 2 hot dogs in a wrap with cheese, and do you put chili in there too?
Jalapenos,
ranch. It is really good. You have to eat it with a knife and fork.
Yeah.
I've definitely taken a liking to those, but I only eat those maybe once a month. So, and they do have the dog dare you too. Yes, the single one.
Yes. The little thing about the double dog dare you, I don't know if people really know where that name came from. It's from the Christmas story.
Oh yeah, right.
To put his tongue on the pole. And
that's great.
So that's kind of where that came from.
Oh, that's great. And that's of course the great classic film starring Peter Billingsley. And it's reached iconic status. I mean, you cannot be anywhere during Christmas time without seeing A Christmas Story. So was that one your father liked?
No, I'm actually the one that came up with the name of that one.
Okay,
That's been on the menu a couple of years. That was an added on later. So we are all a pretty big film buffs. So if you look at our menu, you might catch a little bit of glimpse of some old one-liners and some movies.
One of the things that people probably don't realize is that you can get a beer at the Redneck Gourmet, and you carry, it looks like, the whole range of Sweetwater beers, and of course those are Georgia beers, Atlanta beers, I guess, and so people can come in and have a drink and eat your wonderful food. One of the movies that came out in 1991, I know is known to you, is Point Break. And that was the movie that really introduced us to a more, I guess, action and somewhat serious side of Keanu Reeves, who, ironically enough, had also come out with the sequel to the Bill and Ted's movie, and which was pretty big when we were kids. So what do you remember about Point Break? You remember that movie?
No, it's just I remember seeing it several times. It was just a good movie. I mean, that was one of my favorite ones that came out, I think, that year.
Well, and you know, it was a unique film because it was a movie about bank robbers. Keanu Reeves plays an officer who goes undercover and that kind of thing. But it also had Patrick Swayze in it, and they were a team of bank robbering surfers. And of course, it had Gary Busey in it, who we've seen on the Celebrity Apprentice recently. Boy, has he come fallen a good bit. But you know, let's take a look at the trailer for Point Break.
On the coast of Southern California, you can only surf, party, and make love for so long before it's time to go to work.
Rock and roll.
27 banks in 3 years. Anything to catch the perfect wave.
I'm not a crook.
Patrick Swayze,
Fear causes hesitation, and hesitation will cause your worst fears to come true.
Keanu Reeves,
You think I joined the FBI to learn to surf?
Point Break.
Adios, amigo!
Well, Casey, thank you for joining us this week, and people can come out and they can see the Redneck Gourmet and eat some of your wonderful food, both in Noonan in downtown on the Courthouse Square, as well as in Sonoy, where you have your new location. Thanks a lot for joining us and reminiscing about the movies of 1991. As always, you can join the Film Fix online at dailyfilmfix.com, where you can feed your movie addiction.